Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to learn tree map and sunburst chart. Tree maps and sunburst charts are used to analyze hierarchical data, identify trends, and understand the composition of a whole in relation to its parts. They help users make data-driven decisions by visualizing complex information in a clear and concise manner. Know more about tree map and sunburst. A tree map is a regular chart that displays hierarchical data through nested rectangles. Each rectangle represents a category or subgroup, and its size corresponds to its relative value or proportion of the data within that category. A sunburst chart is a radial chart that represents hierarchical data as concentric rings. The innermost ring represents the main category, with the subsequent rings representing its subcategories. Let's go to our Excel sheet to see how Treemap and Sunburst looks like. I have a small table here with products and the quantity produced year wise for these 5 years, and these are the quantity in numbers. However, the data that we have in this table is not good enough for a tree burst or a sunburst chart. For this data to be suitable for a tree map or a sunburst, we have to rearrange this data. Let me modify the table data as per the tree map and the sunburst requirement. For that, let me just take this first year. Select 7 rows, Control D. Now do the same for 2019. Select this for 7 rows. I have now copied 2018, 2019, 2020 7 times because we have 7 products. That's the reason I've copied all these years 7 times here. Now let me copy the products. Let me just copy it one after the other. And here for 2018, this is the value. For 2019, we have this value. For 2020, this value. Now I have my table suitable to plot a tree map or a sunburst chart. Let me select this whole range. Go to Insert. Go to Sunburst chart first. Let me remove the background here. Fill, no fill, and border, no line. Now this chart does not have a background, so I can just move it across and keep it very close to the table. This is how our sunburst chart looks like. We have years in the inner circle and we have the products in the outer circle with their values. Although the values are not shown and only the product names are shown here, but this is representing its values. From the inner circle, we see that 2022 has the highest area coverage here, and this looks pretty big than compared to any other year. You see that 2019 and 2020 are also a little big, and 2020 being the smallest here. And this clearly shows that 2022 has produced more quantity of products and 2020 has produced less quantity of products. Now when we look at the outer ring, PL7 has more space, PL5 has a little more space, and the least one is PL6 and the highest one is PL7. This means in 2022, the highest quantity produced was for product 7 and the least product was for product 6. For 2019, PL1 was produced high with a quantity of 831, and here the least product which was produced was PL5 with 131 as its total value. And the same goes with 2021. PL1 was the highest manufactured product And here the least one shows that's PL4, which is the least manufactured product for this year. And for 2020, which is the least of overall, we see that product 7 was the highest produced product for that year, and the least was PL1. This way, using the sunburst chart, we understand two ranges here. One is which year was the least produced year and which product was the least produced project. We get that idea from this sunburst chart. The least, the highest, and the moderate will be shown from the inner burst, and the outer burst will show us the product details and the quantity. This sort of a hierarchical chart helps us understand the hierarchy of these particular product range. Let me remove this and try the tree map on the same data. Let me select the complete range. Go to insert and let's select tree map. Let me change the chart type to this black background. From the legend, we understand that the dark blue is 2018, light blue is 2020, 2019 is the orange one, and the gray is 2022, and the yellow one is 2021. From this tree map, we can understand that the first one is the topmost year where the highest products were manufactured. That's the reason it's shown in the first range. The next one is 2019. The third highest is 2021, where the highest products were produced. 2018 being the last second year, and 2020 is the year where the least products were produced overall. We saw this from the sunburst as well, where the highest one was 2022 and the least one was 2020. But we were not able to make out if 2019 was the second highest or 2021 was the second highest from the sunburst chart. Let me insert the sunburst chart for us to have the side-by-side comparison. Insert sunburst chart. Let me remove the background of this chart. Here from the sunburst chart, we saw that 2022 was the biggest area in the inner circle and 2020 was the smallest area in the inner circle. But 2019 and 2020 looked almost similar, so we were not able to make out if 2021 was bigger or 2019 was the year with the highest quality produced year. But here in the tree map, we are able to clearly understand that 2019 is the second highest and 2020 is the least. And in 2020, we see that PL7 was the highest produced product and PL4 was the least produced product. And when we look at 2020, again PL7 is the highest produced product, but PL2 is the least produced product. In every year, we can see the highest produced product and the least produced product clearly. Here in the sunburst chart, it's not very clear. Although PL1 was the highest for 2019, this is clearly visible. And we have to hover our mouse here for us to know it's PL5, where here we can easily see that PL5 is the least. Same goes with the sunburst chart where PL7 is the highest, but we have so many other least produced products which are not covered in the sunburst or which are not clear here in the sunburst chart. Whereas here we can somehow clearly see that PL2 being the least produced product. When we have too many products to compare, Treemap works better when compared to sunburst chart. This way, using the tree map or the sunburst chart, we can understand the performance of the same product based on two categories. One is based on the year which has produced the highest product, and within that year, which product was produced in more quantity. We can get these two comparisons, and in a single chart, we can get this clear information. Let's understand the highlights of this video. Tree maps and sunburst charts are powerful data visualization techniques that facilitates the understanding and analysis of hierarchical data. They help users make data driven decisions by visualizing complex information in a clear and concise manner. By providing a hierarchical view of data, these charts enable users to explore and navigate through different levels of details easily.